Welcome to the FX Options Weekly Outlook, a weekly podcast series hosted by Jason Ayres, a top instructor, trader, and founder of OptionSource.net. Join Jason as he discusses the latest trends in the Forex market with a look ahead on the US dollar versus the major currencies using the most commonly used technical indicators.
Hi there and welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for October 12th, 2009. As always, I'm Jason Ayres of OptionSource.net. Let's take a look at our weekly chart of the US dollar index. You can see here that the 76.77 focal zone still remains intact as a very important support level in the bigger picture. With this level still intact, we still are open to the possibility of a move which may take us up into that 78.79 focal zone. If the 76 level does not hold, 73.74 is our next target to the downside. A quick look at our daily snapshot shows the importance of the 76-77 range as an area of consolidation. In the near term, a move back up to test the 77 short-term resistance level is a distinct possibility. Let's take a look at the first of our ISE FX options pair values, the US versus the Canadian, the CDD. Now, the US dollar lost some ground against the Canadian dollar this week as we see that the pair value is now testing the upper range of our 103-104 focal zone. Now, with this being an important support level, we may very well see a retest of the 107-108, which now becomes a resistance level. If the 103-104 focal zone does not hold, we are open to the possibility of a US-Canadian par dollar. Next up, the YUK, the US versus the Japanese yen. Well, the US dollar ended the week strong, reversing back up into that 89.90 focal zone that we've had identified as being a very important support level for quite some time. If this level holds, we are looking for the possibility of a move back up to retest resistance up at 91, 91.5. However, this would be validated by a break above 90. If we do happen to see a pullback, which is a very distinct possibility after such a robust move on Friday, a break below 89 suggests a move down into this 87, 87.5 box. Well, the US dollar also lost ground against the euro as seen here in the ISE FX options pair value EUI. Now, the dollar does seem to be trying to hold its ground at the 67.5, 68 focal zone here, which does suggest the possibility of a bounce which may take us up into test resistance at 69, 69.5. However, after closing off of the highs on Friday, we are open to the possibility of continued weakening against the euro. A break below 67.5 opens the window for a move all the way down into the 66 box. Well, the US dollar continues to show strength against the British pound, as we can see here in the ISE FX options pair value BPX. Now, after a moderate pullback to retest support down here at the 62, 62.5, the US dollar ended the week strong against the pound. And at this point, if we do happen to see a pullback, which may very well come back in to test the 62, 62.5, we would be looking for a break below 62 to yield an even deeper retracement back down into the 61, 61.5 range. However, at this point, momentum still suggests that the 64, 65 zone is a logical target in the near term. Next up, the AUX, the US versus the Australian dollar, and after Australia changed its monetary policy last week to slightly raise interest rates, we can see here that the US dollar lost significant ground, now testing support at our 110 focal zone. With this being an important support level, we would anticipate the possibility of a bounce here, which might take us to retest the 114, 115 focal zone as now a logical resistance. But if this level doesn't hold, we can anticipate a move all the way down into this 106 box. Let's take a look at our key points. First of all, the US dollar index pulled back as anticipated and is now retesting 76. As long as this level holds as support, we expect to move towards 77, 77.5 in the very near term. Now, the CDD broke support and is now testing the upper range of our 103, 104 focal zone. We expect a bounce here. However, a par US Canadian dollar is a consideration. The YUK moved lower early last week, but reversed Friday to close back into the 89.90 focal zone. A break above 90 will lend credibility to a more robust move to the upside. The EUI broke to the downside, is now testing support. We may be seeing the start of a short-term bottom. However, Friday's close off the highs have us being cautious. The BPX held support at 62.5 focal zone. The U.S. dollar closed the week strong, and although we may see a pullback here, momentum supports a continuation to the upside. A break below 62 opens the window for a continued U.S. dollar weakness against the pound. The AUX broke below the 114-115 focal zone, signaling a move down to 110. With this level being an important focal zone, and considering the scope of the move, some backfilling it to the upside is expected. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for October 12th, 2009. I'm Jason Ayres, founder and president of OptionSource.net. Thank you for joining me this week. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary, visit www.fxoptions.com. Become an OptionSource.net member. Visit www.optionsource.net. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.